Hey guys, so today we're going to be reviewing the Poe skin in Brawlhalla for the Kung Fu Panda crossover event. In this video I'll be reviewing the skin itself, the lock-in animation, the weapons, the colors, and the signatures, and I'll be doing a video for each of the crossovers, so look out for the Tigress and Tai Lung videos. So let's hop straight into it. So here we have Poe. You can see while you're in the select screen, he's just eating on his dumplings, looking really good there. The skin itself is pretty much perfect towards the movie. We've got his pants with the little patches on them and his bandaged up feet looking really good. Honestly, the character design is pretty much perfect. Then we have the lock-in animation. He throws up the bowl, puts his leg up in a kung fu stance, and the bowl hits him in the head, which is really funny, which is exactly what would happen in the movie, so I think that's perfect for him. Next up we have his gauntlets. These are hand wraps, pretty much his hand wrapped up. It's pretty basic, but honestly a lot of other basic sort of skins for characters. When you look at characters like Rayman, he just has his arms wrapped up in bandages. And when we look at Jake, he also has his arms just basic. So even though they are pretty basic, the wrapped up hands aren't completely horrible. Then we have his spear skin, which is bamboo staff. Now, while this is also really basic, it is actually really nice. It's nice and sleek, really simple. I actually like both of his weapons just because it's something that Poe would actually use. He's not about, fancy weapons and stuff, because originally he didn't have any of that. He just had what was around him, which would have been bandages for his hand and a random bamboo staff. So both these weapons, they're okay in my books. Now let's talk about his colors. So for most of these, they're pretty basic and there's nothing too crazy about them. They don't look specifically good. The white actually looks pretty good for this, and the black looks really good. Now the reason it looks really good is because his eyes are white, and you may think, well, aren't they just supposed to be? But if you look at the Tai Lung crossover, when it's in black, it has red eyes. And the same for Tigress. So when Tai Lung and Tigress are in black, their eyes are red, and even though it's cool, it kind of makes them look like heroin addicts. Whereas if we go back to the Kung Fu Panda, then his eyes are white, so it looks fun and he looks lovable, whereas the other ones look really badass with the red. So I'm glad that they kept his eyes white. If we go through some of the event colors I have here, nothing too crazy once again. I actually like the gold pants. We'll just have to see how they look on weapons. I think these, because they're kind of grey, will look good with most weapons. When they're on black, they're pretty much just completely black, pretty much no red. So overall, his set is pretty good. Now let's go over to his signatures. So even though we do have the new map Spirit Realm, I will be doing these on the basic map Brawlhalla. This is just so we can see the Sigs better, because it was a bit clouded on the Spirit Realm world. So here we have his bamboo staff looking pretty good. I'll be doing all of these in the basic color just so you can get an idea, because not everyone has black. So let's get into it. First up we have his neutral sig. Has a really nice sound when you hold it down. It has a nice little gold flow through the body, spin, nice little rose petals at the end. You'll notice that most of these Sigs have the rose petals, and I think that's for Master Oogway and also just for a nice little touch as well. And if you don't hold it down, there's just no sound at all, apart from the spinning of the stick at the top. The sound team have worked really well on these, and all the sounds are really nice, and you'll get to know what I mean over all the signatures. But honestly, this is a pretty good neutral sig. Next up we have his down sig. So we have cranes lift him up. If we just pop it like that, it's very quick. Nice little gold and rose petals. Now you notice that crane is sort of pulling him up, and if we hold it down we actually get the nice little flapping noise. Here it is without me talking. So that sounds really nice with the flapping, and I like how they've kept all of the animal sounds within it, and you'll see some of those in the other Sigs as well. And here is his side Sig. So just true to Wushang, he's got the same sort of golden glow. They've just added some nice rose petals and the nice little sound, which sounds really nice. So I like it. Next up we have his gauntlets. So in the neutral sig we actually see Mantis takes him out, spins him around, and then they land. So you'll see what I mean. I'll slow it down for you guys as well, but here it is. So that's it being held down. Here is it in slow motion. and here it is in when I just single tap it, and here it is when I single tap it. I really like the little mantis sounds that they have. It sounds like I've just had a really good chiropractic appointment. This looks so cool, and I like that they've got like his face being spun around as well. It might be hard to see, I hope you saw in the slow-mo, but no, it looks really nice. That is actually the only Sig that we have mantis for, so I'm really glad that it was a good one, and it's also pretty funny as well. Looks really nice. And here we have the side Sig. So obviously we have to hit to get the full animation, so here it is in slow motion. That was being held down is what it looks like. So we have Cranes pops out, and he has the same hat as Panda, because that's the hat that Cranes normally has. But it looks really cool. And then when it hits, what happens is Cranes pulls him up, and then Poe belly bumps the character. I'll show you in slow motion just a sec. So we'll hit it, and here's slow motion. So I think that's a really cool, nice little addition, especially when that's the sort of a great like kung fu style, I guess you could say, that Poe has, which is a really cool addition. And last but not least, we have his down Sig. So we don't need to hit this one, so Ragnar can chill for a second. But he gets a little hat that pops out from his hand that goes over his head. He moves the chi and does a nice little push. Now it's actually pause on the end, you can see here, I'll put it in slow motion for you guys, but looks really cool. And we also have the signature petals as well, so that's throughout pretty much all of the signatures we have for Poe, as well as the golden effect, which is really cool. And honestly, I like how they put this crossover together. So for this crossover, I'll be giving it an A tier. It's not the best of the best, and the weapon Sigs are a little bit underwhelming, considering we have stuff in the game like the Heat Blast Spear and guns, which literally people buy just for the weapons. But apart from that, his Sigs are quite nice, and it does all stay true to character. So I really like what Brawlhalla has done here, and also the sound and the animation is all beautiful. So thank you BMG, thank you so much. If you guys want to check out my Tigress and Tai Lung videos, they'll be linked in the description. I hope you guys enjoy this event, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya!